this month, a bonus Delve event is. I didn't even know this thing was happening, but here it is. Yeah, Delve's bonus weekly event is coming up, and some things have been data mined about it. I don't think Blizzard's officially announced much about this. Maybe they didn't. I completely missed it, but here it is. The Delves bonus event begins October 1st. It's in the event calendar, and the event states that the Delves will grant increased rewards for intrepid explorers. Blizzard has not confirmed this as a buff for the event, but we recently found a Sign of the Explorer's buff hotfix. And this buff has the Sign of prefix that resembles other weekly buffs. So here it is. What is this buff going to do for you? Well, Delver's Journey progress gains will be increased by 25%. Your companion experience gains will be increased by 20. Man, what a great way to buff out your brand this week. So a 25% buff on that as well. And then Undercoin gains increased by 25%. Now this begins October 1st, so that means that your Tuesday reset for us here in America will begin on that date. So there you go. After reset, most likely this event will kick off, and then you could start running Brann at a 25% increase bonus. My God, that is fast. 1/4 is quick. The bonus rewards for this event is a great time to be working on leveling up your brand, as I said, along with leveling the Delver's Journey. So there's a couple rewards you can get here too. The Delver's Journey progress rewards, different things. Look at this. The 7th reward, you can now purchase coffer keys for Undercoin. So not only will you get a 25% increase in Undercoin, you'll be able to purchase restored coffer keys with those Undercoins. So this might be a really, really good way to go ahead and get ahead on those coffer coins gains. I love that Blizzard's giving a lot of ways to get these coffer coins, because for me right now, it's like I just look around and I see what I can do next to get another coffer coin, to do another tier 8 delve, to get another piece of heroic gear. Now most likely I'll get shoulders or capes because it's all I've freaking gotten. I have so many of them right now, but it's still good to have them, and I appreciate having them. Some Warbound equipment as well. You could also get some resonance crystals from this stuff. And then a 50% discount on restored coffer keys. Interesting. That's another one right there. So going through this, I mean, this is going to be a big week for delves. If you haven't done delves already, what the hell are you doing? And if you have been doing delves as you should be, this is going to be an even better time to do delves. I'm talking about delves and Brann himself, right? Getting Brann buffed out as good as possible. The best builds for Brann we're going to talk about right now. So, of course, there's the DPS focus and the healing focus. There's two different ways to build out Brann. Which way is the best? Well, it kind of depends on things, but we're going to talk about which way is the best for each in particular. So if you're building a DPS-focused Brann, right, you just want him to buff out and DPS as hard as you can. First off, the best thing to do is to use your highest ranked items, right? So there's different ranks to these things that you're looting for Brann. The higher tier you're doing, the better ranks you're probably getting. Rank 4 ones are very good compared to a rank 1. So even if there's a rank 1 best in slot that you have, you're probably better off running a rank 4 in some of these slots. But if you've got it all ranked out completely, these are the best ones to do for your DPS Brann. So first off, you're going to want the Porcelain Arrowhead Idol. At rank 4, it gives you a 50% additional crit chance on enemies struck by the Porcelain Arrow. And you're going to also want the Amorphous Relic. So this is a really good one. Actually, I think this also works for healing as well. But this relic gives players a different stat bonus based on what the player receives. So if you get Massive, we have an increase in size of 20%. Maximum health by 20% increase, and a damage and healing done by 12%. And if you get Miniature, you reduce your size by 20%, and you get an increased movement speed by 20% and increase your haste by 12%. So this is a nice little, kind of whatever you get, but both are really good, and it makes Amorphous Relic one of the better choices for your utility curio. So working that is really good. You can also go with the healer talent build. Now it's been decided by the community and by myself as well that if you are trying to push delves as high as you can and you're very undergeared, the best thing to do is to put Brann in healer mode. Jesus Christ, that knock. Oh my God, the freaking blurp. Sounds like somebody just knocked on the door behind me. Yeah, what is up, Burning Viking? The best thing to do is to put Brann in healing mode and then go ahead and just try to survive. Survive. I was doing tier 8 delves with 20 less item level than was recommended, but I had Brann in healing mode and I was just taking my time because there is no timer on delves. Don't forget that. So just go through it, take your time, and survive if you're undergeared. Now, if you're putting Brann in healer mode, the best curios to get are the Unbreakable Iron Idol. At rank 4, this curio activates when a player reaches 40% health, dealing damage to all enemies and taunting them for 10 seconds, so giving you a chance to kind of catch your breath. This can save players in a quick pinch from threat and allow them a chance to heal. And then you also got the Amorphous Relic, as I talked about. It works both ways. This is a really good relic to get. At rank 4, increases your size by 20%, and if you get miniature, it decreases your size by 20%, giving you different bonuses that we just talked about earlier. So that one's going to work either way. A pure healing output is going to change this a little bit more. This is kind of the best way to go, basically both. But if you want just straight up healing, maybe you're a tank and you don't give a crap about the taunt or whatever, go with the Light Torched Idol. Right, the Light Torched Idol combat curio. This one heals you for 4% of your maximum health every 10 seconds whenever a defensive ability with a cooldown of 30 seconds or longer is used. So really good probably for tanks if you want to just be able to heal constantly. You'll be able to basically use defensive cooldowns and always have this upticking on yourself. With most defensive reducing damage taken, the passive healing provided by this curio pairs nicely to allow players to live through any high damage intake. Again, this is probably a really good build if you're running a tier that's much higher than your item level recommendation. So pushing as hard as you can is probably the best way. What is up, PD Pass? Good morning. Hybrid build. You know, you're not sure which way to go. Maybe you want some DPS along with the healing. Well, you're going to want to put your Brann in healing and go with the Porcelain Arrow Idol Head. Porcelain Arrowhead Idol. And this one at rank 4 is going to give you 50% chance crit, and then the Amorphous Relic is also going to give you the massive emit. So what did we learn here? The Amorphous Relic's really good, whether you're healing or DPSing, and then going with either the Porcelain Arrowhead or the Unbreakable Iron Idol, depending on if you want to go with a more of a damage or DPS build, is probably your best choice there. Again, building out Brann based on how your group's weaknesses and strengths, basically to fill out those weaknesses and strengths, is always the best choice. But these are nice kind of little, basically best in slot builds if you want to go healing or damage. Moving on to Season of Discovery. We don't talk about it much on here, but it is relevant because Season of Discovery items are showing up in the War Within for the anniversary event. That's right. If you love the way some of these things look, which some of them do look very cool, they will be showing up in the anniversary event, and you will be able to get them with your Time Warp badges. Yes, so some of these are really cool, actually. I was looking earlier. Obviously, if you're a Paladin, you're going to want to get this. This is a Paladin-esque weapon, if I've ever seen one. The Claymore of the Knight's Pledge. I mean, my God, even the name. Two-handed Paladin sword, freaking beautiful. This Warrior Shield, obviously, if you're a Spyro fan. I mean, it kind of looks like the Hunter Tier 2 set, but hey, who doesn't love a little bit of Spyro in their game? So that's a pretty nice one. Some different things here. Now, I'm a little bit sad about this one. I'm not going to lie. This scythe is unbelievable. This freaking scythe is beautiful. I would have loved to have it on my Death Knight if it was a polearm, but it's a freaking staff. This is a staff. Probably one of the best looking staffs I've ever seen, honestly. This is a freaking scythe staff. So, yeah, if you're a Warlock, this is going to be great for you. I kind of wish it would have been just a standard polearm that anyone could use. I would have definitely grabbed it. But there it is. We got a Shaman Shield as well. Hey, maybe Shamans are going to tank one day. Who knows? And then Kirin Tor. We got a Mage Staff here as well. Not bad. Obviously fits the Kirin Tor theme pretty well. So all these will be available for Time Warp badges. Most of them are 2,500, some 2,000s here, and some 1,500s as well. Again, it's pretty nice. I love the crossovers between Season of Discovery and Retail WoW. That's always nice to see. Some nerfs. Yes, normal and heroic raid. Let's talk a little bit about raiding because some big things happened over the weekend with the raid. We got some normal and heroic raid nerfs for Silken Court. Now, Silken Court is a bitch. It kills a lot of people. But, unfortunately, the nerf is not what I wanted. So right now, the nerf that they put in is that you only need one binding web stretched across the charge to basically stop it. They did this because it looks like most people were just deciding to not do the mechanic and heal through it in Phase 3. Because it's so hard to do, honestly, especially if you're pugging. So they're making it so only one binding web is required, much like normal. And some of the damage output from some of the abilities are also being reduced, some cast times being increased, a few things here and there. But to be honest, I think Blizzard's just removed the way the web breaks. Just remove the web breakage for normal and heroic, because a lot of people are pugging that shit, and it's really hard to get that stuff straight when you're pugging. I wish they would just allow the web to stretch. However, make the stretch longer. You don't got to make it unlimited, but make it like half the room or something. Because right now, to basically strategize to have 2 people running side by side, essentially you're dependent on 2 people. In Heroic, it used to be 4 to do the mechanic correctly. Everybody else is going to scatter and run in all kinds of directions and break their webs right away. So I just wish they would kind of just, make the web not breakable anymore, please. It's a hard thing to pug, but it is what it is. They did nerf it a little bit, so I guess we can't be, beggars can't be choosers. Here it is, boys. Mythic Queen Ansarek was also nerfed. This was 2 days ago. They nerfed some of the damage output from her ads. If you've seen the Mythic fight so far, at the end, the ad overlap is crazy intense. It's extremely hard to deal with, and it was killing all the Race to World firsters. But it got nerfed over the weekend, and just a day later, Liquid got the kill. That's right, Waste to World First came to an end over the weekend. Let's see a quick replay of Liquid finally getting the mythic Race to World First kill with Queen Ansarek. Here it is.
Sub 5% of this boss here. We have about 10 seconds to the boss and
You're
Rages came with just sub 4%.
Nerdgasms.
Everything you have saying is down. Get a rest out here. Sub 3% in this boss.
And there we go, 3% on the boss. The ring cast hasn't even started yet. They have so much damage.
Sub 2%.
No way they come back from here.
Can we do this?
This is epic.
1%. There it is.
Wait.
World first.
There it is. Look at them. Oh man, that is awesome. I mean, how could you not be happy for them? They're just going nuts, popping off. Yeah, of course. I mean, what a challenge it is to finally get this thing down, and they finally did. Here's a view from Maximum's chair. You can see he actually he ends up standing up before they even get the kill. I'll move my screen right here. This is pretty intense here. He stands up and just starts screaming to kill her. It's actually pretty freaking funny. Let me try to remove the little G Fuel thing right here. Yep, there we go. Okay, watch his screen. This is hilarious.
It's fine. Just do not touch the essence. It's fucking dead. It's fucking dead.
Come on.
No fucking way. No fucking way. Come on. Kill it.
Hey, come on.
Oh man. Man leaves his chair. Leaves his freaking chair. That was awesome. Yeah, so again, a nice kill for them. Always fun to see people just nerding out and finally achieving what they've been, striving for. Obviously, it takes a lot of work at the front end of getting these kills, but to finally see them when they finally do get it, it's always fun to watch. And probably the best part of Race to World First is that final celebration, the nerdgasms that go off at the very end. Congratulations to them for getting the kill. One thing we can take from the kill is looking at what their build out was. Obviously, this doesn't go for everybody. If you're doing normal or heroic, basically the makeup of the group doesn't matter as much, but it's always nice to look at this because this is obviously optimized, maxed out, completely, like every single tune is playing at its highest level, and this was the group makeup they actually had. So they had 2 tanks, a Guardian and a Brewmaster, Guardian Druid, Brewmaster Monk. They had 4 healers, 2 Preservation Evokers, 1 Holy Paladin, 1 Holy Priest. They had 8 melee, starting with 2 Frosty Ks, 2 Fury Warriors, 1 Havoc Demon Hunter, 1 Sub-Titty Rogue, 1 Retribution Paladin, and 1 Enhancement Shaman. Those Enhancement Shamans, you gotta have them, man. I keep saying it. They are popping off right now. They're so good for the raid. And then 6th ranged, they had 2 Devastation Evokers, 2 Arcane Mages, 1 Destruction Warlock, and 1 Beast Mastery Hunter who did not pull early. That's interesting. But yeah, so here we go. That was it. The group's total makeup. A nice, pretty balanced. I mean, 8 melee, 6 range, 4 healers, 2 tanks. It's kind of what you would expect. All in all, nothing too surprising out of the group makeup. But man, it was crazy to see. It looks like, for what I was looking at earlier, I believe Echo is in 2nd place still, and then Methods in 3rd. I think the lowest was Echo Head was like at 16% or something. So they're close. They'll probably get it down eventually, and then so will Method, followed by all the other guilds. But congratulations to Team Liquid again for getting the Race to World First kill.